Hey, math enthusiasts! Welcome back to Titostutor, your math pedagogue. In today's video, we're going to dive into one of the most fundamental topics in math, probability. Probability is the measure of how likely an event is to happen. You use probability in prediction. If you want to predict an event, then you need to be able to master the topic probability. In math, we represent probability as a number between 0 and 1. That means probability has to be greater than or equal to 0, and probability has to be less than or equal to 1. So probability cannot be negative and probability cannot be bigger than 1. Okay? So probability can be written as fraction, but definitely in its lowest term. It can also be written as decimals or percentage. Now, here are the terms used in probability. We call them the probability words. First is impossible. When you say a probability is impossible, that means the probability can never happen. So we say the probability of impossible events are 0. Unlikely, the probability that an event is unlikely to happen means that the probability less than 0.5. Even chance, when you say probability has an even chance of happening, that means the probability is exactly 0.5. Likely, we say an event is likely to happen when the probability is greater than 0.5. Lastly, it's certain. When you say probability is definitely going to happen, that means it is certain. It has a chance of 100% happening, then the probability is exactly 1. Now, let's see, probability has a formula. The basic formula for probability is probability equals to number of favorable outcome. Whatever it is you want to predict, that event that is about to happen, it could be experimental, maybe the number of times it has happened before, all over the number of possible outcomes. That means everything together. Yeah, so probability is number of favorable outcome over number of possible outcome. You can also say probability is the number of favorable event over your total sample space, everything together. So the common example for probability is a coin, a die with 6 faces. So let's take examples. Here is our first example. It says, a fair die is tossed once. What is the probability of obtaining a 2, a 3, either 4, 5, or 6, an even number? Okay, so remember that the formula for probability is number of favorable outcome all over number of possible outcome. In this case, it's a die. The number of possible outcome for a die is 6 because it has 6 sides numbered 1 to 6. Now, in A, the favorable outcome is a 2. You ask yourself, how many 2s are on a die? Just 1. So for A, it is 1 all over 6 and you are done. For B as well, P3. So for B, P3, probability of getting a 3 is, how many 3s are there? 1. How many numbers all together? 6. And you're done. Probability of getting either 4, 5, or 6. In probability, or means addition. So the probability of getting the probability of getting a 4, P4, added to P5 added to P6. How many 4s are there? 1. How many numbers altogether? 6. Plus how many 5s? 1. How many numbers altogether? 6. Plus how many 6? 1. How many numbers are there altogether? 6. So the probability of getting 4, 5, or 6 will be 3/6. And remember I said that when you're representing probability in fraction, it has to be in its lowest term. So 3 divided by 3 and 6 divided by 3. So we can break that down into 1/2. And we are done. So that was for C. Now here is D. What's the probability of getting an even number? The first thing you ask yourself is 1 to 6. Which are the numbers on a die? How many even numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's count the even numbers. 1, 2, 3. So P even will be equal to 3 out of 6. And this is same as 1/2. So the probability of having an even number when you toss a die is 1/2. Now let's talk about complementary events. The probability that the event E will not happen is denoted by probability of E prime, where E prime means complement of event E. That means if an event is going to happen, it is E. If an event is not going to happen, then it is E prime. I want you to remember that an event happening and an event not happening added together always sum up to 1. So P E plus P E prime is always equal to 1. Okay? So if you want to find the probability that an event is not going to happen, which is P E prime, is always equal to 1 minus the probability that that event will happen. So we're going to take an example to explain that. Here's an example of a complementary event. What is the probability of not rolling a 4 when a die is tossed? Okay, so you say probability of not rolling a 4 will be 1 minus probability of rolling a 4. What is the probability of rolling a 4? You have only 1 4 and all the numbers on a die is 6. So probability of rolling a 4 is 1/6. So you say 1 is a special denominator over denominator. So it's 6/6 minus 1/6, which will give you 5/6. So the probability of not rolling a 4 is 5/6. All right, here is a quick review of what we've learned so far. We've learned that probability is the chance of an event happening and is always between 0 and 1. We have learned the formula for probability, which is number of favorable outcome over number of possible outcome. We also learned about complementary events. We say complementary events are opposite and their probability always add up to 1. In our next video, we're going to be talking about independent events in probability and dependent events. Please don't miss it. Thanks for watching. If you found this lesson helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Titostutor, your math pedagogue, for more math tips and tricks. Don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss a video. And if you have any questions about probability, drop them in the comment section below. I'll see you in my next video.